So a good number of people are living more frugal lifestyles in order to save money. But what exactly does being frugal mean to different people? And is there a line to being frugal and being cheap? Let's go over a couple of videos to find out.
I'm frugal and I tie 2 hair bubbles around my hand wash, which limits how far the pump can be pressed. This means only a small amount is dispensed and you only use what you need. It also stops guests from wasting your products. If I've finished with a hand wash bottle, I remove the dispenser and place it in my washing up liquid bottle. I again add 2 bubbles around the base, which stops product from being wasted. When guests are staying over, I do limit the amount of soap they can use. I leave an amount in the bathroom for them, which will cover them for the duration of their visit. They can always request more if needed, but it does remind them not to be so wasteful.
The comments on this one are very interesting, guys. Somebody said, please get frugal with your videos as well. Another person said, did the guests ever return? Actually, it's a way to keep the guests from returning if you think about it. I fear soap is something we should not be frugal about. I agree 100%. She cut the soap, guys. She literally cut the soap. Like, why economize soap? Why? One area where I draw the line when it comes to trying to being frugal is when it is going to be detrimental to my health. Plus, what is the significance of what is being saved? $20? I don't think that is worth it. But then again, I guess this is what being frugal means to her. Final comment, there's another man that is quite frugal here. You guys should get together and be even more frugal. That is true. He's one of the most brutal frugal influencers on TikTok. Let me show you his Christmas tree. Here is his kitchen, his laundry basket. By the way, he's worth $500,000 at just 32 years old. Now, this guy gets a lot of criticisms, obviously for his lifestyle as portrayed on TikTok. Now, to the obvious comment, $500,000 just sitting there while you live like this. And looking at his response, I agree to an extent that, it is better than being in debt to buy the things that you cannot afford. Another person says, money is nothing if you can't enjoy it. And he responded, I enjoy the freedom. I like this guy's response. I enjoy the freedom, the peace of mind. I enjoy not losing sleep over bills like I used to. I travel a few times a year. I bought my car in cash 6 years ago. He has a car? I treat others on occasion. Having it is enjoying it. That's deep. A lot of people tend to misunderstand this concept about people who tend to save all their money. Spenders cannot understand how your bank account balance growing makes you happier than buying a Louis Vuitton bag that you don't need. But the thing is, at the end of the day, happiness means different things to different people. Marriage is scary if it turns out to be this frugal. Shocked you didn't make a Christmas tree from the garbage bags you store. For example, if I wanted to get a Christmas tree, I can just get one for like between $50 to $100 or whatever. Use it over and over and over till it starts to look like a broom. I don't really care much about the Christmas tree. And that thing I want to call out is the joy on that man's face, the happiness on his face. He's just as happy as a man that bought a Rolls Royce for Christmas. Anyway, let's take more frugal lifestyle videos.
Here's 3 frugal lifestyle hacks that we live by as a dink couple in our late 20s. Our goal is to build wealth and save money, so these little hacks cut costs over time. So the first one is I always use expensive shampoo to wash my hair, but when I first wash my hair, I use a cheap shampoo. The cheap shampoo gets the dirt and the grease out of the way, and then you're actually letting your expensive shampoo do the work, and you're not using as much product. The next hack, sticking with the hygiene theme, is we buy bars of soap. Not only does this make you feel loads cleaner, but they last way longer, and it also works out a lot cheaper than buying lots of bottles of shower gel. This really reduces plastic waste, which I'm here for. And the last one is we are going to save for something to buy it. We are not going to get into debt for it. So if we can't afford it, we don't buy it. Like, I need a new phone at the minute, so I'm just going to put some money aside each month until I can afford one rather than going into debt for one. So yeah, there's 3 frugal lifestyle hacks that we live by that save us money each month. Let me know yours below in the comments and follow me for more personal finance content.
Using bar soaps as much as possible makes sense as long as, just don't cut the soap. Saving up rather than going into debt to buy nice things is an ultimate frugal hack.
I live frugally by choice, not because I'm broke, but because it actually makes me lead a happier life. I drink water 90% of the time. If I want to flavor it, I just add an older citrus fruit. Drinking water helps me avoid drinking sugary drinks, which is better for my health. And did I mention it barely costs me anything too? No need for paper towels. I have an old stash of towels and t-shirts and use those instead. When they're dirty, I just throw them into my regular wash. I air dry all of my clothing. It makes my clothes last longer, saves me hundreds of dollars a year instead of using the dryer. It also reduces my carbon footprint. Out of all of the house chores, laundry day is probably my favorite. I walk everywhere. It gives me a reason to move around and get some exercise in. I also spend quality time with friends and family without spending money or using the car to get around. When I want a fancy drink, I make it myself. It's cheaper and it doesn't come in a disposable cup. It may seem like a lot of work for some people, but I've always lived this way. I live a very full, meaningful life without having to spend so much money. Come join the journey with me.
I'm surprised this is considered frugal, and this is supported by many comments. This looks like normal life to me. This is actually a healthier lifestyle. Making your meals and coffee at home rather than ordering it all the time can really make financial sense. The next video explains how a frugal lifestyle is really about avoiding lifestyle inflation.
My husband is one of those people where like he has money, but he doesn't spend it in a way that's like performative, or he's not flexing, and he's always saying like, unless I can afford it 4 times over and then some, we don't need it. So while yes, he's not like a cheapskate by any means, he's actually very generous. He's just very frugal and genuinely thinks about his purchases, researches, makes informed decisions. On the back end is investing and doing all these things and making sure that his ducks are in a row before he starts making like crazy purchases.
I 100% agree. Lifestyle inflation is really not about enjoying life as people make it seem. It's usually about impressing other people that don't really care. Now I need to address comments like this. The suddenly life happens, you're on your sick bed, you can't enjoy money, you suddenly have an accident. You know how the comment goes. Let me address it once and for all. Now, while there's some truth to this statement, just know that global life expectancy is over 70%, which means you're statistically likely to live long, except you have a terminal disease or something like that. So chances are if you're making terrible financial decisions, you will live long enough to regret them. What the lady said in the video is a very good balance between living a very good quality life today while saving and investing for tomorrow. It's very, very possible to balance the two.
What's one thing you still refuse to spend money on? You're just like, I'm not going to spend a dime on that. It's not worth the upgrade or the charge or whatever.
I actually like this question. Let me know your response to this question in the comments. I actually think the comments on these videos are very interesting. Someone said German cars. Having someone else cut my grass. Clothes. I've had the same wardrobe for like 15 years. 15 years? 15 years. Fashion trends come and go, but your clothes remain the same. I refuse to spend money on food delivery. This person takes it very personally. I refuse to spend money on first class tickets. If you're not a rich person, I 100% agree with you. I refuse to buy brand new vehicles. The second you drive it away from the dealer, you have thrown at least $10,000 away. Amen to that. Going to restaurants, not worth it anymore. I completely agree. This is a whole separate video on its own in the future. I won't pay for ad-free subscriptions. You know, there was a time when you have a show on TV for like 30 minutes and ads and commercials will take like 15 minutes away from the show. And I survived this era. I was just fine. So there's no way that a 5-second skippable ad or 1 minute ad that YouTube forces me to watch is gonna kill me. So I don't see why I would pay extra money just to avoid those ads.
Once the rent is paid and the fridge is full, I'm good. Everything else is extra. Hustle culture tends to make us forget what really matters. Once those 2 things are taken care of, you're already richer than most. Because a safe space and food is really a luxury.
I love this. I love this. Instant gratification has ruined our ability to be grateful for things. Sometimes we have to step back and appreciate the things that truly matters. True, you will see somebody that is making decent money. Bills are paid, fridge is stocked, but the person still feels like a failure because they look at social media and somebody saying you're a failure if you're not making $400,000 a year. This constant comparison is what pushes people to taking up unnecessary debt to get into a lifestyle that they don't need, or making bad financial decisions and having stress that you don't need in your life. Don't get me wrong, ambition is great, as long as the ambition is not fueled by insecurity, envy, or social pressure. I'm not against ambition at all. I just believe that it's better to appreciate what you have rather than crying over stuff that you might not even need. By the way guys, my name is Toye. Please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, let me know your comments down below, and share the video as well. Thank you very much for watching the video. I appreciate your time. Good luck. Take care.